These pioneers have helped build Washington State and have contributed to its success. They are people of vast ethnic diversity, people with cultural heritages from every corner of the globe. But what they share is a dream, to make a better life for their families and prosper. We salute their achievements with the following programs, all prize-winning productions from the 1989 Washington State Centennial Ethnic Video Competition.
The Mien, or the Yao as the Chinese call them, are an ancient tribal society from the highlands of Laos. The Mien were important allies of the United States during its secret war in Indochina. When Vietnam fell in 1975, so did Laos. And when the Pathet Lao seized power, the Mien had to flee for their lives. After several years camped on the border inside Thailand, some 4,000 of the surviving Mien sought refuge in the United States. 3 years have passed. Many Mien refugees have been resettled in American cities. Their former lives as hunters, food gatherers, and slash-and-burn farmers are greatly at odds with the realities they are now facing in America. Every year around February, the Mien celebrate their New Year. To the 150 Mien families in Seattle, this New Year's gathering has always been a major cultural event. It's an occasion for social display, for political meetings, and even for courtship among different Mien clans. Of the estimated 500 people present at this New Year's, 5 have consented to talk to us and to share their stories of adaptation to America. Seng Luong is 29 and the father of 2 children. In Thailand, he proved himself a natural leader, organizing the food supply in the camps. He continues to be very active in Seattle's Mien community. He's still young, and he's working hard to adapt to America. Chai Hin is 59 and a widow. She once wandered between mountain villages working as a laborer. Since arriving in Seattle, she's been troubled by an illness that has left her confined to a small apartment which she shares with her daughter, son-in-law, and 5 grandchildren. Weun is 45. He's a skilled musician and one of the few surviving Mien spirit painters to have come to America. He's had great difficulty with English. Yao Vang is 56. In Laos, he was a simple farmer. His adaptation to America is perhaps the most difficult in this group. He's been unable to learn English and slow to adapt to American ways. He feels lost here. Koi Vang is 13. In 3 years, she's picked up English, and she's picked up American values in a way that must shock her parents. She, along with her 3 brothers, 2 sisters, grandmother, and parents, share a small inner-city apartment.
We come to American because our dads or somebody in our family has become a soldier for the American to fight. And that's why they let us come to America. And maybe they think that it's better, and we don't have to work as hard as when we were in Laos. But other people think that we just come to America, just to let the let the welfare to feed us, and all we just do is sit and eat. But we come to America because other people tell us what it's like in America, and we want to come here to live and to have a better life. But some other people don't think that we should come here. We should stay where we were and belong. But we think that we should come to America because there's wars, in our country, and if we don't come, then we'll die. And that nobody wants to die, not unless if they're crazy.
Koi Vang, do people ever say things to you that are upsetting?
Yeah, they say, "You Cambodian, get out of here, go back to your country." And I think that everybody can live in this country because it's here for people to live on. It's earth. It's not just for anybody, like for American, It's not just for American. Anybody can live on it, I think.
Koi, what are you going to tell your children about where you and your parents came from?
I would tell them that we live in, on the top of a mountain. We built our houses there. And our houses aren't like American houses. It looks icky. It's very cold at night, and we don't have beds like American, soft beds that we can lay on.
This wheelbarrow that I'm making doesn't look very nice because this piece is too short. But I can still use it to carry weeds and grass and to help me to clear my plot of land.
Yao Vang is taking part in the Indo-Chinese farm project outside Seattle. This experimental program is designed to give a small number of Laotian Highlanders the chance to take up farming in America and live by their natural skills. But in this new setting, farming also involves dealing with the public, making cash transactions, and even using marketing techniques. All of these notions are unfamiliar to the Mien, who are used to bartering for their goods and otherwise farming exclusively for themselves.
Now, the questions are, we have many different markets to sell in, yes. Okay? We want to describe these different markets, all right? Okay. And the questions we're going to ask them is there a place that they want to sell? Do they want to sell by themselves? Or, okay.
Seng, tu mà mày được, muốn chuyện là bật giá, Iu Mien ở lá. Như này nó có hình như mà. Tao nằm tụt tụtไปจำนะอุตมีโจว่ายิ่งโจเอามีหายมีไงเนี่ยตรงไฟน้อยน่ะโจตะกำเหรอไม่แต่ต่อให้หมายai này nó bố mà chẳng chắc chín bố mà chán gì em tâm là nó xem có tao như bữa chia chúng ta tao chết chúng mình được căn phụng tôi giờ tôi nhẹ nhiều nó thịt hàng mày mình ở tao vẫn làm mãi mắt tao căn cái mi này tôi này hay mà thế nhiều bữa thế mà thế bữa mà tôi mới mà tao nên giờ tôi sắp gặp những cái mày như này nó có hình như mà tôi nó hết tao mà thế Thật tao hay mãi tôi cầm lại vậy yêu nó bữa em hay mãi đi sụp đi nó
Yeah, all of ours. Where's your money? Do you have any change? Put your change in here. So you can, people want to make, they want to buy things. You have to give them money back, fast. Put your money in here. Be ready to give them money. They want to buy.
10 cents each. I don't know. Yeah, 10 cents each. That, you know, they even out when they...
All right.
Hi there, sweetie pie. Now that one.
Oh, let's stop getting that.
Okay, Nathan.
This one too. How much? 4 pounds. Zucchini. It's $1.20 and $45.65. $0.35. Just keep it. Okay.
With the help of an American farmer, a group of Mien families decides, as a cost-saving measure, to purchase some cattle on the hoof and to divide them up at the farm site outside Seattle.
About 20 families to 30 families will be benefited with the 3 head that we slaughtered today. And what makes it really different is the Laotians like to have everything but the hair. They use everything from the blood to the stomach to all the intestines to even the hoofs. So there's nothing wasted.
In Laos, I could go anywhere on my own two legs. Here in Seattle, life is so different. If I want to go anywhere outside my house, I have to take a bus or get a ride in someone's car. I even have to take a bus to come to this farm to work my field. In Laos, I built and I owned my own house. I didn't have to pay for rent or electricity. I only had to buy salt from the market. Even with no money, I could survive. I could grow vegetables in my garden all year long. Even without a garden, I could live off bamboo shoots and other wild plants in the forest.
Can you buy half a package? This is more than I need. Can I buy half of a package? Yeah, half of a package? That's too many.
There's two, right?
45 and 50.
Oh, 45.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you buy half a package?
Okay, another 40.
Yeah. These are 50.
Oh, 50? Yeah. 50. Okay.
Okay. I'll take them all.
Take them all?
In Laos, children could go outside and play freely. Here in the American city, there are too many cars, and it's dangerous to let children out. Because of this, children usually have to stay home, where they make such a mess. Here, all of the apartments have carpets on the floor. Any kind of dirt shows up. I have to clean my apartment twice, sometimes 3 times a day. In Laos, we had dirt floors. They were much easier to keep clean. Old people in America and in Laos have different expectations. In Laos, it's very important to have children to support you in your old age and to pray for you after you die. If you are old and have no children, your future is uncertain. You'd have to rely on the charity of friends or even strangers. If you only have daughters, as I do, you live at the whims of their husbands. Here in America, children don't have to take care of their parents. Perhaps they're happier living away from them.
You got a little bit of hazy on your lens. You see pretty good?
No, I don't have it.
I think she's going to probably have a cataracts are a real possibility. There you go. Say ah. Ah. There you go. Good. Okay. Good. Go ahead and close your mouth. Okay, let's open it up one more. Does that hurt you at all? No? Okay. You only got about half a dozen teeth in there. Maybe a dozen. No? Does the stomach ever get hot? Hot?
Yeah, yes.
Very hot?
Very hot.
So you're having a lot of pain down in this area?
Yes. And here.
Okay.
And here.
Okay.
Here.
Okay. How about down here?
It's the same.
And you say that you smoke about 3 cigarettes a day?
Mm-hmm.
3?
Yeah. Okay.
You gotta quit smoking those cigarettes. You like the cigarettes?
Yeah.
You go to the bathroom every day?
Yes.
You make the bathroom every day?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How many times do you go to the bathroom each day?
Oh. Sometimes 7 times.
7 times.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not talking about pee. I'm talking about when you go to the bathroom and you make, where you have to wipe from, you understand what I'm saying? Where you go to the bathroom and you leave something in the can you help me? do you know what I'm saying? When you make a poop, do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't understand.
As you can see with Chai, the Laotian patient that we just examined, her problems go far beyond the medical realities. They go on to a basic question of human communication and how well we are able to communicate our ideas to one another. And I think the challenge for us as professionals and non-professionals alike is to make those concessions which are necessary so that these non-English speaking people who are desperately trying to learn and survive in our culture have a chance to survive. And the issue probably today more than ever is to find ways that we can bring these people that are now part of us into our culture and appreciate what they have, and at the same time introduce them to what we have, and in another sense learn from them.
I've had a stomach illness for a long time. It may be due to the hard life in Laos. There, I had to work in the rain and in the hot sun, where I often didn't have enough water. In Laos, there were hospitals only in the cities, far from where we lived. In Laos, I consulted Mien medicine men, and they gave me herbal potions to treat my illness. This medicine sometimes helped, but often it didn't. Here in America, doctors and the medicine are very different. American doctors take many kinds of tests. I've had x-rays at least 6 times in the past 2 years. Here, doctors give me all kinds of pills to take. But it's the same thing. When the doctor tells me, your stomach is fine, you have no disease, but I continue to have stomach pain, I feel I'm wasting my time, taking all these tests and getting no results.
Jack, I have seen all shapes and sizes.
I'm talking about the tattoo.
What's so special about it?
Promise you won't laugh?
Yes.
It's a heart.
Well, that's not so bad.
And in the middle of it, it says, the love butt.
I grew up in a small village in the mountains of Laos. At the age of 12, I began to study Mien painting and Chinese calligraphy. I studied by myself for 6 years. Then I went to a Mien master and studied with him for several years more. My great-grandfather was also a spirit painter, but I'm the only one in my generation to continue this tradition. The educational system in America is good, but my children don't study as much as I did. In Laos, I'd come home from school and study late into the night. Here, my children come home from school and just turn on the TV, or they play outside. They seem lazier than I was. I'd love to teach my son to make Mien spirit paintings, but I feel he'll never be able to learn this. I know he has talent, He brings home pictures of animals that he draws in his art classes at school. But training to become a spirit painter is very special and takes a long time. Now that he's in America, my son doesn't seem to have the necessary patience. If he makes a mistake, he doesn't care.
I do have a problem.
When I first arrived in Seattle, I was lost and bewildered. I felt like a chicken in a cage because all I knew was the inside of my house, and I was afraid to go outside. In Laos, there are no paved roads. The first time I saw cars and freeways here, it reminded me of ants and of other insects that I had seen in Laos that move along in straight columns. When these insects pass each other, they crawl over one another. Here, of course, the rules are different. But cars, when they pass each other, are also like insects and follow strict rules. No one in the U.S. seems to walk like the people do in Laos. Most of the time, I just see cars on the roads and on the city streets. Very few people. At first, I didn't think I could ever drive a car. But after a year in America, I decided to buy one. I was afraid at first, but I soon discovered it wasn't hard to aim the car straight. When I paint, I concentrate very deeply on what I'm doing. A spirit is a source of great power, and I concentrate on bringing that power to the canvas. The Mien believe that many gods and spirits influence and control human destiny. The paintings that I make are only pictures of spirits, but after a painting is finished, with special prayers, you can put the god into the painting. It then becomes a spirit painting. Spirit paintings are used to bring luck and prosperity, to prevent some calamity from striking, and at times of death. When a person dies, it is not always sure what will befall them in the afterworld. That person, or even their ancestors, may have offended the gods during their lives. However, if the dead are honored properly, with sacrifices and the intervention of a shaman, it helps to undo any damage they may have caused.
An old Mien woman has just died in Seattle. The ritual being performed here is aimed at helping her spirit on its journey to the afterworld. Traditional Mien religion combines some elements of Chinese Taoism with spirit worship. Here, a pig has been sacrificed to the spirits, and a Mien shaman has been hired to guide the family through this elaborate 3-day ritual.
Kids say that their parents are poor, but their parents can take money out of their parents' pocket and just give it to them, and they can go to the store, or their parents just take them to the store and buy some clothes, but my parents can't do that because they don't have any money. I deliver a newspaper and try to get some money by helping my parents. I want to get some money so that I can spend on clothes, and instead of asking my parents for money all the time, they are not that rich and they can just use the money to buy other things instead of buying clothes for the children all the time. Ago, I thought it was very important to keep the Mien language, but now I don't think it's very important anymore because like if we stay in American, then we should learn American language and should know better, because if we keep on learning the Mien language, then we will forget about the American language and we wouldn't know very much.
In this story, that's right, that grasshopper is very lazy and the ants are always working, and it is true. You know ants, they're always crawling and working, that's right. But what does it try to tell human beings in this story?
Be prepared before winter.
Be prepared before winter, what does that mean?
Be ready.
Be ready. Just for winter?
No.
For summer, always be prepared. As far as Koi goes, she participates extremely vividly. She always is ready to volunteer for any job that is available. And also she takes work home and spends a lot of time on working it out, like little compositions and so on. She definitely has literary abilities and possibly can continue this later in life. Her English is so good that this morning I gave her name as the literary gifted one in my department. The first immigrants that I taught in this school 2.5 years ago were definitely still very attached to their own culture in every way. And when they came in the schools, they sort of brought that pattern in school. For instance, greed. There was no greed. There was a terrific sharing of things. And I've noticed over the years that it is more and more this American attitude of me first, and I want the most, and I want more, and money is become something that in the beginning never was mentioned, and now it does it pay? How much does it cost? I have money, can I do this? And that sort of thing, which seems like a shame, and yet I still see that the old culture is giving them something that probably will be of great help to them in America.
grandmother doesn't like to go outside, and she's scared because she thinks that when we go outside and nobody would stay home, she thinks that somebody would go in the house and break in and try to kill her, because it has happened to a lot of other people, and she's scared. She's scared about it all the time when she go outside or anywhere, and she always wants to stay home and lock up all the doors and windows. And when she's home alone, she even closes the shades and make it very dark so that people think that she's not home, because she's very scared.
In Laos, I could go out any place. People in the villages were friendly. There were no thieves. Here, there are too many robberies. I bought a bicycle for my son, and it was stolen from my house. If you catch a thief in Laos, you try to kill him. If you did that here, they might put you in jail. I was always busy in Laos. Even when it rained, there were always chores to do around the house. Here, when it rains and I have to stay home, I have nothing to do. When I have nothing to do, I just sleep. To become an actress when I grow up. I would like to become an actress because there's no other Mien people that would become an actress. I first get to the idea to become an actress when like people, like they're very strong. But I know that it's not true, but I want to be strong like in TV like them so that I can become famous.
The Mien right now, I think the own people, they cannot learn the American costume. They still believe their own costume. They cannot go to school. They cannot catch the voice of the teacher. They cannot study. Even they go to school, they cannot learn anymore because their age is over. Many times they go to buy the thing from the store. When they go home, they got lost the way. So it's many, they say they're homesick. They want to go back to Laos, but they cannot. But mostly the young children, they just go by the American culture. They just try to forget the Mien culture.
Do you ever worry that the Mien culture will be lost through time?
No, I don't. I don't worry about them. I don't care. My mother want me to care, but I don't care about them.
Mien women, everybody, they learn how to embroidery in maybe start from 10 years when they grow up. Everybody, they learn how to practice themselves, and they learn from the father, mother, and they have to prepare the clothes for the new year. Every year they celebration. They put the new clothes on when the New Year's Day. Everybody have to show on the New Year's. They have many years in their life. When they have free time, in a year they're working for maybe 10 months for the farm, and maybe 2 months they have to practice very hard for their clothes.
I don't want to care because when you have Mien clothes, it's very expensive to buy. A pair of pants, it costs $200, and it's very hard to sew, and I don't know what to sew. I would have to learn and be lazy, but it's very hard, and if I learn how to sew, then I would not have time to do my homework and things, because these days, since I started delivering newspapers, I don't have much time left.
Cho mẹ ốp vào.
Cho nào người ta?
Mẹ ốp mình thích không?
Đúng rồi.
Every day I have to work about 10 hours a day and 6 days a week. I work kind of make a small parts and put together. And we work. I work in the assembly in downtown Seattle. So many times we have to solder and to put very small types of the components to put in. And we have to do many different kinds of the job. Every day we have to learn different kinds of the work. I like my work is work a long hours. I like to do the job is busy all the time. I like hard work.
Started just doing plain touch-up, and now he does all kinds of modifications, and he's very good. And he works all day. Hardly ever talks.
We have a number of Asian workers in the company right now. The real barrier to them doing the best possible job is the communication area. The communication problem works both ways, though. Sometimes their inability to communicate or their lack of understanding of English is an advantage because they don't get caught up in idle conversation like some of our native workers might, and don't suffer the drop in productivity that people do when they start talking too much.
I think in Laos is more easier than in here, but sometimes we go outside fishing, we just take a chance. But mostly in Laos, when we go out fishing, we don't have to use the good equipment. We can use the stick, just like my son, he does. You can use the small line and you can throw the close to the outside the river, the water. You can see the fish come to catch the line sometimes, and you can see the mouth of the fish and to catch the line, and we just pull it so you will get it. But in United States, you have to use the good equipment, and we have to use a special gear, special pull, and special rod. So in here is good too. It's easier to catch the fish, but in here we have to spend maybe for the fishing license and for buy the rod, to buy this gear, everything probably about $100 to spend it. But in Laos, no fishing license, and no special rod, no special line. I always work 6 days a week. Every Sunday I like to go fishing with my friends. We eat together. Often we talk about Laos, because in Laos we used to go fishing often. Sometimes we get homesick when we are together like this.
I'm very happy that some of my paintings were chosen for special exhibit in this museum. Since I arrived in America 3 years ago, I've only been able to sell 4 of my paintings. The problem is that I don't speak English, and I don't know how to do business in the American style. Also, Americans don't understand very much about these paintings, but this doesn't matter to me as long as they're willing to buy them. For the time being, this is no way for me to earn a living. Perhaps the publicity from this show will lead to new commissions for me. If it does, I'm now prepared to work very fast and turn out many paintings. Here in America, I need to make as much money as possible.
I've never been rich, and I don't think I'll ever have much money in America, because it's so difficult here for a person like me to find a job. Here, I am a sad person, because I don't speak English, and I don't understand most of the things that are happening around me.
I like it when they wear this clothes, like when they wear Mien clothes, but it's very hard to get those clothes. It costs a lot of money to get those clothes, and when you wear them, it's very heavy, but I like it because it is very pretty. But I don't like it when I have to wear high heels because it hurts my feet.
$150 years ago, Mien were refugees from China to Laos. After the Vietnam War, we became refugees in Thailand. Now we are in the United States of America. Here, our people live in many different states, and it's almost impossible to keep our Mien culture together. I think we can never again live together as a group. The United States is the final destination for the Mien.
Luong quit his electronics job because of frequent headaches. He wants to become a mail carrier and work in the open air, but he doubts he can pass the U.S. postal exam. Chai Hin's stomach ailment is unchanged. Once a month, she visits a Seattle hospital for a checkup. Despite her condition, her spirits remain high. She now spends most of her time in her small, run-down apartment, caring for her grandchildren and watching TV. Weun has seen little demand for his paintings. He's found part-time work as a groundskeeper, but he wants to move to California, where he thinks there's better opportunity. Yao Vang carries on at the farm project outside Seattle. Last year he had a bumper crop of broccoli, but his other crops fared poorly. He's disappointed. He talks of finding different work, but he has no other job skills. Koi Vang's father was unable to support his family in Seattle on a dishwasher's wages. Last year, he moved his family to California in search of better work. In September, Koi Vang began high school near Sacramento.